Greetings, comrades. Bobcat here in the Artline Turbo Doge van. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. Happy October 1st. It's spooky season. I can finally decorate my house. I can finally wear what I want without people looking at me weird. Anyway, cool updates, cool news for me. I am on week 3, maybe week 4 of the new job. And it's a lot of work. It's very hard. But I am learning big stuff. I'm finally getting my hands and feet into these larger systems, these larger HVAC refrigeration systems. So chillers, rack refrigeration, that kind of stuff. Um, Finally getting my feet. I don't know, metaphor. Getting experience with it. And although it's a lot to learn, the guys I'm working with are really patient, and they're helping me come up to speed with these specific systems as fast as I can. So, rack refrigeration. When you go to, say, your favorite big box store that also has a grocery department, and big freezers and big coolers full of thousands and thousands of dollars worth of groceries and stuff. Uh, it works the same way as same theory of refrigeration as your air conditioner, as your refrigerator and freezer at home. It's just they're much, 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 much bigger. And if you screw it up, you're putting maybe $1 million worth of frozen Tostinos. Putting them all in the garbage. So the stakes are higher. Um, it's not like doing HVAC work on, say, Home Depot, where go car, let me out. Thank you. It's not like doing HVAC work on, say, the roof of a Home Depot, where you've got like a dozen contained package units doing heating and air conditioning, and if one goes down, you now have 11 package units doing heating and air conditioning for the store. You may have a cold section in the store, but it's not like you're going to lose a ton of merchandise. So the stakes are a bit higher. But I'm learning chillers and water towers and refrigeration and all that big juicy stuff that is going to contribute a lot to the furtherance of my career. All that. In the studio. So, lots of updates. So this Friday, we've got the marble ledging that's going to go around the room. That's going to be installed. Contractors came out and measured it. They did a great job with the bathroom, so we brought them back to do the ledging around the room. So that's getting installed. Then I think the next Friday, we're getting the flooring for the loft section, getting that delivered. That needs to acclimate, which means from whatever trucks and warehouses all this flooring was sitting around and passing through, it now comes into the space that it's going to actually live in, and it needs to balance its moisture content with the ambient humidity of the room, which is on me to control now, but I can with my new HVAC system that got put in. So that's going to acclimate for like 2 weeks and then get installed in the loft. And then the company that did the main contracting for the bathroom and the loft framing and all of that, we brought them back out to give a quote for finishing the concrete floor. It looks like it may have had an epoxy coating on it at some point, 20 years ago, but because they had to hammer out a hole for the concrete for where the column is sunk into, and because there's like old random hunks of adhesive and weird bumps and other things, we brought them back out to give a quote to just sand and smooth and finish and seal the whole thing. There's one little weird exception we want. There's a space in front of the door where the previous owner, their family signed the concrete slab when it was poured. That's very sweet. We want to save that. So that might be a tricky spot. But the rest, just sand and smooth and finish and paint it blue and seal it. Brain fart. And yeah, so that's the loft thing. We've got the picture rail to hang and reposition the pictures on. The hooks and cables that were supposed to come with it didn't, so I have to track those down. In motorcycle news, I'm going to try and say my best, most polite things, but took the Valkyrie to a local dealership, which for the moment will remain nameless, got their Big B service. So basically, all the fluids, all the filters, check and tighten everything. Just give the bike a really good, thorough once over. And the high beam switch, the contacts were dirty, so it wasn't being reliable. So they cleaned that. So paid them $1,300, and as soon as I went to handed them my keys, and as soon as I went to turn the bike on, it started up, and then the check engine light came on, which never happened before. And I said, "Hey, mechanic, who's standing right there, this check engine light is new. What did you do?" He's like, "Oh, we'll look at it. Wait around. Give me 10 minutes, and I'll probably nothing." And it's probably nothing. Bike started just fine. But it wasn't doing that when I dropped it off. And 30 minutes later, they were like, "We're gonna need to call you back about that." And 3 days later, I still haven't heard anything. So they have my money and my motorcycle, and yeah, what are you gonna do? So hopefully, I can get a hold of somebody on next week and find out what the hell is going on. So, anyway, that's the latest and greatest for me. I'd say status quo, but progress is definitely being made. We are much, much closer to finishing the studio. It's real hard to stay motivated after doing, heavy duty construction and stuff all day for the day job, to drive all the way home and then have to do detail, patch and paint and trim work and all of that. I'm so tired, and it's so hard to keep going, but I got to keep going because it won't be finished without it. So I hope you're safe and well fed wherever you are. I wish you mucho, mucho amor. Practice your dry fire drills, and we will see you next time.